लास्ट क्लास हम लोगों ने लिमिट्स किया था, राइट? तो लिमिट्स में अभी एक फॉर्मूला हमारा रह गया था जो मैंने बताया था। ये वाला फॉर्मूला हम लोग आज करेंगे। Almost everyone has joined, so we can, I think, start this one. So this is the center of this circle. Radius of this circle is 1 unit. तो यहाँ पर हम इस फॉर्मूला को प्रूव करने के लिए कॉन्सेप्ट यूज करेंगे जिसको हम सैंडविच थ्योरम कहते हैं। और उससे पहले हम ये एक फिगर बना रहे हैं जो एक यूनिट रेडियस का फिगर है, मतलब रेडियस इज 1 यूनिट ऑफ दिस सर्कल। और ये एक टेंजेंट है एट अ पॉइंट ए, और ये एक एंगल एक्स हम ले रहे हैं जो कि एक लाइन ड्रॉ कर रहे हैं यहाँ से जो टेंजेंट को बी पे मीट कर रही है। तो एक्स जो एंगल है वो 0 और 90 डिग्री के बीच में है, एक्यूट एंगल है। 0 है नहीं, 0 अप्रोच कर सकता है लेकिन 0 नहीं। तो ये इस तरीके से एक फिगर बना है। अब एक काम और कर रहे हैं कि इसमें ये जो पॉइंट है हमारे पास, इसको इससे ज्वाइन कर दे रहे हैं और इस पॉइंट को कह दे रहे हैं दिस पॉइंट इज Q। तो अगर हम यहाँ पर देखें तो, और एक परपेंडिकुलर भी ड्रॉप कर देते हैं। 1 सेकंड, यहाँ पर एक परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉप कर देते हैं। सो इफ यू विल ड्रॉप अ परपेंडिकुलर लाइक दिस, तो बेसिकली यहाँ पर इस फिगर में ये जो ओसी है वो 1 यूनिट है क्योंकि वो रेडियस है। ये जो ओ ए है वो भी 1 यूनिट है, वो रेडियस है। तो और ये जो एंगल है बी ओ ए या सी ओ ए जिसको कह रहे हैं, एंगल बी ओ ए या एंगल सी ओ ए, दैट इज एक्स which is in first quadrant 0 to pi by 2, और सी एम इज परपेंडिकुलर टू ओ ए। ठीक है, ए बी इज द टेंजेंट, ए बी इज टेंजेंट, और सी एम परपेंडिकुलर टू ओ ए। तो इस यहां तक समझने में कोई दिक्कत तो नहीं है किसी को? यस, एवरीवन इज फॉलोइंग दिस फिगर?
यस सर।
ओके, तो अब हम क्या करेंगे कि ओके, मोहम्मद शरीफ इज सेइंग टू एक्सप्लेन इट अगेन। So Mohammed Sharif, what we have done here, we have drawn a circle of unit radius. Radius is 1 unit, and we took the tangent AB at the point A. Okay, this is the point A here. Let me highlight it. So this is the point A, and at this point we are taking the tangent. This is AB is the tangent, and from center O of the circle we are taking the angle X with OB as the line which is intersecting the tangent at B, and then it is intersecting the circle at C. I'm drawing CM perpendicular to OA. So this is what we are doing here, and we are joining A with C. So is this okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now area of triangle OAB is greater than area of sector OACO. ये एक सेक्टर है, जैसे आर्क होता है ना, एक सर्कल ऐसे उसका एक पोर्शन है, इसको हम सेक्टर कहते हैं, OACO, जैसे इसका सेक्टर। तो ये जो OAB ट्राइंगल है, फ्रॉम फिगर यू कैन इजिली सी ये OAB जो ट्राइंगल है वो जो सेक्टर है OACO उससे बड़ा है, ठीक है। और हम क्या कह सकते हैं यहाँ पर कि ये जो सेक्टर है ये बड़ा है एरिया ऑफ ट्राइंगल OAC से। OAC एक ट्राइंगल भी है, जैसे OACO एक सेक्टर है, वैसे ही OAC एक ट्राइंगल भी है, तो हम ऐसा कह सकते हैं। इज दिस फाइन टिल हियर? तो आई होप इट इज ओके विथ एवरीवन। तो अब एरिया ऑफ, कहीं पर भी अगर डाउट आ रहा है तो तुम वहीं पे पूछ लो, बाद में क्या होगा एक्यूमुलेट होते होते आगे में भी डाउट आने लगेगा, तो वो क्लियर हो जाएगा तो आगे का भी क्लियर हो जाएगा। तो यू कैन आस्क एट दैट मोमेंट, दैट विल बी हेल्पफुल। तो अब हम क्या करते हैं कि एरिया ऑफ ट्राइंगल OAB निकालते हैं। तो एरिया ऑफ ट्राइंगल OAB क्या होता है? हाफ इंटू बेस इंटू हाइट। हाफ इंटू बेस, बेस इज OA and height is AB, like this. Area of sector OACO, तो OACO जो है ये वाला डेरिवेशन थोड़ा सा टेढ़ा है, लेकिन समझ में आई, वो याद कर लेना इस डेरिवेशन तो ज्यादा बेटर रहेगा, क्योंकि ये कई जगह यूज होता है। तो OACO समझ के याद करना है, ऐसे नहीं याद करना ना। OACO, एरिया ऑफ सेक्टर OACO इज हाफ R स्क्वायर थीटा होगा, क्योंकि सेक्टर का जो एरिया होता है ना, एरिया ऑफ ए सेक्टर होता है हाफ R स्क्वायर थीटा। तो हम इसको लिखेंगे हाफ R स्क्वायर, और R मतलब रेडियस, और थीटा इज एक्स। एक्स जो एंगल हमने लिया है वो थीटा है हमारा यहाँ पे। और OAC का जो एरिया है, एरिया ऑफ ट्राइंगल OAC, वो होगा हाफ इंटू OA इंटू CM, हाफ इंटू OA इंटू CM, हाफ इंटू बेस इंटू हाइट। तो ये हमने तीनों का एरिया लिखा। अब इससे फायदा क्या होगा वो अभी हम लोग देखेंगे, लेकिन ये हम इन तीनों का एरिया ऐसे लिख सकते हैं। नेक्स्ट स्टेप में क्या होगा कि OA जो है, जैसे मैंने ऊपर में दिखाया भी है कि OA 1 यूनिट है, तो रेडियस 1 यूनिट है, और एक तो ये हाफ जो है वो आउट कैंसिल हो जाएगा। OA 1 यूनिट है, तो 1 इंटू AB हो जाएगा। यहाँ पर जो रेडियस है वो अगेन 1 यूनिट है, 1 स्क्वायर इंटू एक्स हो जाएगा, और OA 1 यूनिट है, तो ये 1 इंटू CM हो जाएगा। तो हमारे पास जो इनइक्वालिटी आ रही है AB ग्रेटर देन एक्स ग्रेटर देन CM। ठीक है, अब इसको हम कुछ करेंगे, पहले यहाँ तक नोट कर लो। Okay, Mohammed Sharif, you are asking, sir, can you explain the second part? So, second part, exactly which part are you trying to ask? Can you tell me?
The half into r square. That one.
Okay, okay. So, actually, what happens if you talk about a circle? So, in a circle, the area of a circle is pi r square. This we used to study in 9th, the area of a sector. So, in circle, what happens that the angle which is subtended at the center is 2 pi. 2 pi का मतलब होता है 360 डिग्री. तो ये जो एंगल सबटेंड करता है ना सेंटर पे 2 पाई, तो उस सर्कल का एरिया होता है पाई आर स्क्वायर. तो हम यूनिटरी मेथड से ये कह सकते हैं कि अगर हमें पूरा सर्कल नहीं चाहिए, ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे इसको थोड़ा इरेज कर देता हूँ, यहाँ पे ड्रॉ करता हूँ. तो हम अगर हम पूरे सर्कल की बात कर रहे हैं तो वो पूरा सर्कल जो होगा वो पाई आर स्क्वायर होता है, और पूरा सर्कल जो सेंटर पे सबटेंड करता है वो 2 पाई एंगल करता है. लेकिन हम पूरे सर्कल की बात नहीं करते हैं, अगर हम कुछ सेक्टर की बात करते हैं, मतलब थीटा एंगल की बात करते हैं, तो ये जो एरिया होगा ये क्या होगा? तो पाई आर स्क्वायर इज बीइंग सबटेंडेड बाय 2 पाई, मतलब पूरा एक रोटेशन. तो थीटा विल बी सबटेंडेड बाय पाई आर स्क्वायर इनटू थीटा बाय 2 पाई. तो पाई पाई कैंसिल कर देंगे, दिस विल बी हाफ आर स्क्वायर थीटा. तो यहां से हमारे पास सेक्टर के एरिया का फॉर्मूला आता है. तो यही फॉर्मूला हमने यहाँ पे यूज किया, हाफ आर स्क्वायर, और थीटा की जगह एक्स लिया हमने एंगल, तो एक्स यूज कर दिया. इज दिस ओके?
Yes, sir.
Have you written it? Or you still writing?
Sir, done.
Okay, done, Safa. Others also done with this?
Is certain.
Okay. So I'm erasing this portion. So in this one, as you know that AB is now greater than X is greater than CM. So ये जो डायग्राम है इसमें हम क्या कर सकते थे कि अगर tan x लेते हैं तो tan x को कह सकते थे कि AB बाई OA, परपेंडिकुलर बाई बेस, और जो AB है वो तो AB रहता, OA 1 होता क्योंकि ये रेडियस है, रेडियस इज 1 यूनिट. और उसके बाद हमारे पास है साइन एक्स। साइन एक्स को हम लिख सकते हैं बेस अपॉन परपेंडिकुलर अपॉन हाइपोटेन्यूज, तो हम इसको ले सकते थे सीएम अपॉन ओसी, और जो ओसी है वो भी 1 यूनिट है रेडियस, तो ये सीएम हो जाता साइन एक्स। तो tan एक्स ए बी के बराबर है और साइन एक्स सीएम के बराबर है। ये हमने ट्रिग्नोमेट्री का जो अपना नॉलेज था, परपेंडिकुलर बाय बेस और परपेंडिकुलर बाय हाइपोटेन्यूज, उससे ये देख लिया कि हम ऐसा लिख सकते हैं। तो ए बी को हम लिख सकते हैं tan एक्स, एक्स एक्स रहेगा, और सीएम को लिख सकते हैं साइन एक्स। और हमें पता है कि tan एक्स जो होता है वो साइन एक्स बाई कॉस एक्स होता है। ये ग्रेटर देन एक्स होगा, ये ग्रेटर देन साइन एक्स होगा। इसके बाद हम क्या करते हैं कि साइन एक्स से तीनों को डिवाइड कर देते हैं, ऑल थ्री ऑफ देम को साइन एक्स से डिवाइड कर देते हैं। ये 1/cos एक्स हो जाएगा, या x/sin एक्स हो जाएगा, ये sin x/sin x 1 हो जाएगा। और अब रेसिप्रोकल ले लेते हैं, तो cos x, तो रेसिप्रोकल लेने पे इनइक्वालिटी चेंज हो जाएगी, लेस देन sin x/x लेस देन 1 हो जाएगा। अब यहां से अगर हम लिमिट लगाते हैं, अगर हम ये कहते हैं कि x इज अप्रोचिंग जीरो, मतलब x जो एंगल है वो बहुत ही छोटा एंगल है, जीरो नहीं भी है लेकिन जीरो बनने वाला, इट इज अप्रोचिंग जीरो, तो ये हम तीनों में लगा देते हैं, लिमिट x अप्रोचिंग जीरो तीनों में लगा देते हैं। तो व्हाट विल हैपन हियर, इसको मैं इरेज कर रहा हूँ, ये तो लिख ही दिया था। तो व्हाट विल हैपन हियर कि cos जीरो विल बी 1, इसकी वैल्यू हमें नहीं पता होती है, ये इनडिटरमिनेट फॉर्म होता है। और यहाँ पर भी जो है लिमिट एक्सटेंडिंग टुवर्ड्स 0 1 विल बी 1। तो हमें क्या मिल रहा है यहाँ पे इंटरेस्टिंगली, ये जो लिमिट एक्स टेंडिंग टुवर्ड्स 0 साइन एक्स बाई एक्स है, ये 1 और 1 के बीच में होगा। अब क्वेश्चन ये होता है कि 1 और 1 के बीच में, मतलब 1 से छोटा भी 1 से बड़ा भी, तो इन एक्सट्रीम केस इक्वालिटी हो सकती है। तो क्या हो सकता है कि लिमिट एक्स टेंडिंग टुवर्ड्स 0 is actually sin x by x is actually sandwiched between 1, so इसके लिए और कोई ऑप्शन नहीं बचता है, इसकी वैल्यू 1 ही रहेगी, क्योंकि ये 1 से छोटा भी है 1 से बड़ा भी है। यहाँ पे तुम चाहो तो इक्वालिटी लगा सकते हो इन द एंड, क्योंकि ये इक्वल भी हो सकता है। तो ये जो है साइन एक्स बाई एक्स लिमिट एक्स टेंडिंग टुवर्ड्स 0, ये 1 से छोटा भी हो रहा है 1 से बड़ा भी हो रहा है, मतलब ये 1 ही हो सकता है। ये आइडेंटिटी का प्रूफ है, ये काफी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर्मूला है विच वी हैव टू रिमेम्बर, और इसको अभी हम अप्लाई भी करेंगे डिफरेंट क्वेश्चंस में। इसको नोट कर लो एक बार। लिख लेना तो बता देना।
Done.
Okay. So now if I give you few questions, कुछ क्वेश्चंस तो एनसीईआरटी से ही हैं। तो this is question number 1. Sin 5x by 2x, where limit x approaches 0. Can you try it first? Then I will tell you. It is not necessary that you do it, but you at least try to do it. ऊपर में भी 0 बन रहा है, नीचे में भी 0 बन रहा है, sin 0 0. So this is actually 0 by 0 form, which is an indeterminate form. तो अभी हमने जो पढ़ा है उसके हेल्प से इसको कुछ किया जा सकता है। जो भी तुम्हें समझ में आता है, यू कैन शेयर विथ मी व्हाटएवर यू आर थिंकिंग। ऐसा जरूरी नहीं कि सही बोलो तभी शेयर करो। यूसुफ, सफा, मोहम्मद अब्दुल्ला, मोहम्मद शरीफ, जानिया, फहद, all of you, what are you thinking?
So if the values of x are different, right?
Sorry, the value of x will be
Sin 5x and the denominator it's like 2x.
yes.
So
So x, yeah, tell.
so basically the formula which you mentioned previously, that won't directly be applied here.
That won't directly apply, correct? Because that formula was sin x upon x, limit x approaching 0 is equal to 1. And here in the numerator, it is not, it is 5x and it is 2x. So they are two different quantities. So in such situation, what we will do, we will say limit x approaching 0. And the angle here is 5x, not x. So what we can do, instead of 2x in the denominator, we can write it as 5x. And if we are doing 5x, then that means we have to multiply by 5 in order to compensate the extra 5 which we have put in the denominator. And the 2 which is present here will be as it is here. So effectively what will happen is that 5 and 5 will cancel and you will get the same term as above. But we are intentionally putting 5 here also and 5 here also, so that now in the next step, this x approaches 0. If x approaches 0, then 5x also approaches 0 because it is multiple of 5. So this limit x approaches 0 means 5x approaches 0. Now, Someone has sent a message. Let us see. Answer is 5 by 2. Yeah, correct, correct. Mohammed Sharif has given, I think, the answer. Yeah, correct answer. So what will happen? 5x is approaching 0. So this whole thing will be 1 by this formula. Instead of x, it is replaced by 5x and 5x is approaching 0. And rest is 5 by 2. So you will say that 5 by 2 is its answer. Write this down, then I'll give one more question. So should I erase this now? I'm erasing it. So what we do next is, again, we'll do few questions, which will be little bit using trigonometric identities also. Limit x approaching pi, sine pi minus x upon pi into pi minus x. Then you have another question here. Limit x approaching 0, ax plus x cos x upon b sin x. And then you have third question. Limit x approaching 0, cos 2x minus 1 by cos x minus 1. One by one, try and we will discuss one by one. For the first and second question, you have to apply the same identity which we have studied today. In which form you will apply it, how will you apply it, that all depends on you. You have to decide. And in the third one, you have to use trigonometric identity. Then you have to proceed. So try, then we'll discuss one by one. And if you have any idea, any clarity want to have in any step, you can just speak out.
Sir, in second and third, we have to use trigonometric identities, right?
You have not done trigonometric identities.
In the second and third one.
Second and third one. Not in only third one you have to use trigonometric identity. Not in second one. Is it clear? Who was the person who was asking this question?
Sir, I asked.
I'm not getting you exactly. Yusuf, are you Yusuf? Fahad,
No, sir, Tariq.
Tarif, okay. So Tarif, exactly what you want to ask? Yeah.
Sir, should we use the trigonometric identities in the second question as well?
No,
Or
in
only the
not in
third?
second, only in third.
Okay, sir.
So, okay, just try it once. I'm giving you a hint for the first one. What will you do? Similar type of question we did in the previous class also. So what we used to do, we do substitution. So what you can do here, you can let pi minus x as t. So when x approaches pi, as it is given here, the x approaches pi. When x approaches pi, then when this x approaches pi, so pi minus pi will be 0. So t will approach 0. So you can proceed with this idea. So you can just discuss whatever you are thinking. It is not necessary again to do it right. It is just to try. So when you try, when you exchange your thoughts, then the thought becomes clearer and clearer. So you have to be interactive, and you can just, like, I will ask from Mohammed Sarif. Mohammed Sarif is the first one by pi. Uh, yeah, if you will take correct, Sarif. You are right. Mohammed Sarif is saying 1/5, which is correct. Basically, limit uh, x is approaching pi, so t is approaching 0. So this will be sine t by pi into t. Now this pi is a constant. It will simply come outside. So 1/pi limit t approaches 0, sine t by t. Now this quantity, sine t by t, where t approaches 0, is 1. So this will be 1/pi. So you can say that this is your answer, 1/5. Mohammed Sarif has completely found out the answer. Even if you don't find out correctly, any one of you, you can just think what you are doing. But you can just exchange words with me, what you are doing, and then we can think upon it. So try the next question now. Let me give you the hint for the next question. Write it like this. Limit x approaching 0, ax upon b sin x. Write it separately. Plus x cos x upon b sin x. Write it separately. And find their limits separately and then add them up. So in the next step, what would you do is you can write it as a by b constant. So limit x approaching 0, x by sin x. Write it like this. This is for the first term. This term, you can write it like this. Then when you come to the next term, x cos x plus by b sin x, what will you do? You'll write b outside and limit x approaching 0. X by sin x is there, of course, and into cos x is also there. So this is the second one. Now, if you want to apply the formula of limit, you can apply the formula of limit which you have studied just now. And if you need to substitute, then you can substitute also. So if you take x by sine x, limit x approaching 0, it will be 1. This value will be 1. So the only value remaining in the first part is a by b. And the next part is x by sine x is becoming 1 because sine x by x is 1. Sine x by x when x approaches 0 is 1. So x by sine x when x approaches 0 is also 1. Similarly, in the second one, x by sine x when x approaches 0 will be 1. And cos of 0 when x approaches 0, cos of 0 is also 1. So 1 by b into 1 into 1. So overall, you will get a plus 1 by b as your answer. In cos x, you have to just substitute x is equal to 0. So cos of 0 is 1 as we know this. And sin x by x is also 1 when x approaches 0. Is this clear to every one of you?
Yeah.
Okay, others? Is this clear? Any problem in any step? Any clarification you want? Any step which you are not understanding?
X by sine x will be equal to 1, right? Limit.
Yeah, sin x upon x, limit x approaching 0 is 1. Just as we studied that sin x by x, limit x approaching 0 is 1. Similarly, limit x approaching 0, x by sin x is also 1. If you take the reciprocal of 1, it will be 1. So now I'm erasing this part. We come to the last. First, write this down, then we come to the last one. So last question is, I'm erasing all of this. Third one was cos 2x minus 1 by cos x minus 1, limit x approaching 0. So यहाँ पे you will have to apply an identity that 1 minus there is a call coming. You just try this question using this identity and the formula we just studied. Then I will continue. Okay, just try this question. Is 3 answer 4? Mohammed Sharif is saying, Mohammed Sharif, how have you come to this conclusion? Because Let me think. It would be, I think you are right. It will be 4 or 1 by 4. Let others also try, but I think it would be 1 by 4. Because when you will write it in the next step, it will be limit x approaching 0. You can take it as 1 minus cos 2x by 1 minus cos x. So you take negative in the numerator as well as denominator. Limit x approaching 0. 1 minus cos 2x is 2 sine square x. And 1 minus cos x is 2 sine square x by 2. So the identity is this one, that 1 minus cos 2 theta is 2 sine square theta. 1 minus cos 2x is 2 sine square x. 1 minus cos x is 2 sine square x by 2. So 2 will get cancelled. So you are getting this. Now limit x approaching 0, sine square x by sine square x by 2, which can be written as sine x whole square. And here sine x by 2 whole square. Then you can proceed further. Just try. So what you can do here is you can divide by x here. It is whole square, right? There is whole square. And you divide by x here also. So it is whole square. So x would get cancelled. So you can divide by x. Now in above, sin x by x is going to be 1 as x is approaching 0. In below, it is not sin x by x, it is sin x by 2. So in order to, okay, yeah, you are right, it is 4. So in order to make it x by 2 here, you have to divide by 2, which is actually 2 square, because there is a whole square over there. And in order to compensate 2 square, that is 4, you have to put a 4 here also. So what will happen? Sin x by x will be 1. And sin x by 2 by x by 2 will also be 1. And this is 1 by 4, which will become 4. So 4 will be your answer. Are you following this? There are a lot of division and multiplication here.
Sir,
Denominator of denominator is there. Yes, Safa, tell.
I didn't understand what you did after,
Okay, I will do in another way.
like after that sin square x by sin square x by 2.
Okay, I'm doing it differently. So this is sin square x divided by sin square x by 2. I'm writing it like this. The division sign, I'm writing like this. Now I'm dividing this by x square and this by x square. Is this fine, Safa?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the next step, limit x approaching 0. This is sin x by x whole square. And this is division sin x by 2 and this will be x square. So what you will do here, you will put x by 2 here, and since you are putting x by 2 square, this is already sine x by 2 square. So you have to multiply by 4 also here. Are you following this? You are actually dividing by 4 and multiplying by 4. And that 4 is coming inside the bracket as 2 square. Okay?
Yeah.
Fine. Now, x approaching 0, sin x by x is 1. So this will be 1. And 1 square will also be 1. So this is 1 divided by, here it is sin x by 2 by x by 2 whole square. Square is here also. Square is here also. And if x is approaching 0, x by 2 is also approaching 0. So in that case, this will also be 1. 1 square is 1. Divided by this 4. This extra 4 is there. So 1 divided by 1 by 4. Now when you change division into multiplication, you do the reciprocal. So this will be 1 into 4 by 1, which will be finally 4. So this is what we will get. Is this clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So note this down. So I'm erasing this. Should I erase now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And a question we will see now on left hand limit and right hand limit from NCERT only. So this question says that suppose f of x is equal to a plus bx when x is less than 1, and 4 if x is equal to 1, and b minus ax when x is greater than 1, and if limit x approaching 1 fx, that is limit exists here, that is why it is approaching 1, that is it can approach from the right side also or from the left side also, is equal to f of 1. What are possible values of a and b? Let's give it a try, then we'll discuss. I'm coming in 2 minutes. Yes, anything needs to be discussed or trying. So what you will do here, that means, let me explain it little bit. You will take, since x approaching 1 is there, so x can approach from the left side also of 1, and x can approach also from the right side of 1. So left hand limit is equal to right hand limit. Then only you can say that the limit exists. That is, in one word, you can say that limit x approaches 1. And this is equal to f of 1. So when you will talk about left hand limit, when you are taking limit x approaching 1 minus, then you will apply this definition, because here x is less than 1. When you're talking about x approaching 1 plus greater than 1, then you will apply this one, x is greater than 1. And when you take f of 1, then you will take this definition. So just try. So when you will apply this definition, x approaching 1 minus, so you will take a plus bx, right? x 1 से छोटा है ना, 1 minus मतलब क्या हुआ, 0.999999, still it is less than 1. It is very close to 1, but it is less than 1. So we will apply a plus bx and write it as a plus bx, and we can put x as 1 because it is very close to 1. Next is fx when x is 1 plus. So x is greater than 1, this definition. So when x is equal to 1, it will be b minus a. When you will put x is equal to 1. And third one is f of 1, exactly 1. So the value is 4. So this is 4. So what we are getting? We are getting a plus b is equal to 4 and b minus a also equal to 4. Now we will solve them and get the answer. So when we solve them, what we'll do? We will simply add them up. A and A will cancel. You will get 2b is equal to 8. So b is equal to 8 by 2, 4. And when you put 4 here in any one of the equation, b as 4, so a will be 0. So a is 0 and b is equal to 4. So these are the possible values which are being asked in the question. So you can note this down. I'm giving you one more question because the theory part of limits is over. So I expect you that you will be able to solve the problems of limits. So this is what we have to study in limits. Now there is another question. It is slightly different, but is still important. This is also from NCERT itself. Evaluate limit x approaching 0 fx where fx is equal to mod x by x. X is not equal to 0. 0 x equal to 0. Just try. Here you have to find the left hand limit and right hand limit separately. So this basic understanding you must have about modulus function, that modulus function mod of x is equal to x if x is greater than 0 minus x if x is less than 0. Here we take equal to 0 also. So this basic definition of mod of x you must remember, then only you will be able to solve this question. We used to do this mod of x definition in which chapter? In functions, right? When you will take left hand limit, it will be limit x approaching 0 minus, because left hand limit is left of 0, right? Here it is 0 minus mod of x by x. So if x is approaching 0 minus, it is less than 0. This definition will apply. So mod of x will be written as minus x by x. Limit x approaching 0 minus. X will cancel and you will get minus 1 as the answer. If you talk about right hand limit, you will say limit x approaching 0 plus mod of x by x. So limit x approaching 0 plus, and then there when x is greater than 0, 0 plus means greater than 0, then mod of x is x. So write it as x by x, and they will cancel and you'll get 1. So what can you say about the limit at x is equal to 0? Does limit exist at x is equal to 0 or it does not exist? Fahad saying it does not exist. Correct. What others? So it will not exist, because left hand limit and right hand limit are not equal. One is minus 1, another is 1. Left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit. What we will say? Limit does not. ये end में लिखेंगे. मैं ऊपर लिख दे रहा हूँ, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि ऊपर लिखेंगे. This will be at the end. As left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit, limit does not exist. Now let us come to one more question, last question of the day. Let's write this one. Okay, so this is one of the last questions from NCERT. It says if the function fx satisfies limit x tending towards 1 fx minus 2 by x square minus 1 is equal to pi evaluate limit x tending towards 1 fx. So this, if you will see, is not much of an application-based question or calculation-based question. This is more conceptual question. That is, you have to apply the basic concept only. There is not much calculation here. So see what we have to do here basically is, if you put x as 1 in the numerator, what it will become? It will approach 0. 1 square minus 1 is 0. And in that situation, if anything in the denominator is approaching 0, and if numerator is some value other than 0, then this term, suppose it is a by 0, this is not defined. But here, it is not the case like that, because it is pi. So how it becomes pi? When you are dividing by 0, how it becomes a finite value. So the question behind that is that this must be an indeterminate form. Then only after simplifying, we are getting a finite value. So indeterminate form that is possible here is 0 by 0 form. So if the denominator is approaching 0, the numerator must also approach 0. What you will say? If denominator approaches 0, then numerator must also approach 0. So limit x tending towards 1 fx minus 2 must also become 0. If you take the denominator as 0, numerator should be 0, which means that limit x tending towards 1 fx should be equal to 2. So this is the answer which we have to give. This value is equal to 2. This will be your answer. Are you getting the concept behind it? So many of you have not spoken for a long time in the class. Safa is off and on speaking. Mohammed Sarif is giving the messages on the chat. Jania is not speaking much. Fahad is also responding somehow. Muhammad Abdullah is also speaking less. So Muhammad Abdullah and Jania. First, Muhammad Abdullah. How are you feeling about the class? Hello, Muhammad Abdullah. Am I audible? And Jania, what about you? Jania is saying, I can understand, sir. And Muhammad Abdullah is also responding, fine, sir. Okay. So why you are not using mic? Mic will be more helpful in communicating. In chat, it sometimes take time to write and then to respond, all those things. Anyways, whatever you are feeling comfortable with right now. So we will continue with the next topic, limits. We will try questions and we'll discuss doubts if there would be any, and we will start next topic. So thank you by then.